Do you think it's a good idea for our president to choose his successor for 2023?
No, that's not a good suggestion at all. That's not a good suggestion at all. If you suggest, you can only suggest that to somebody you think is doing very well already.
I think that choosing of successor should be done by the citizen, not the president himself.
It should be a political decision, not him, to choose who is coming in or not.
They are kidnapping all around.
9,000
I will not very happy.
My name is Damilare. Online, you're watching Legit TV. Whether Nigerians believe it or not, or whether they admit or not, the race for who becomes Nigeria's next president in 2023 has already begun. And recently, one of Nigeria's foremost men of God, talking about Pastor Tunde Bakare, said our president should pick someone who will succeed him in power. But the president's media aide has said the president should not and will not do that. My name is Damilare Online. You're watching Street Gist on Legit TV. We decided to hit the streets to ask Nigerians if they think the president should choose a successor and whom they would love to see as President Buhari's successor in 2023. Do join me.
They are kidnapping all around.
9,000
I will not very happy.
My name is Damilare Online. You're watching Legit TV.
For somebody that is not doing well, that his performance is still subject to a whole lot of criticism, you cannot come out and say he should choose who succeeds him. Do you understand? Yes. You cannot give what you don't have. If you lack the capacity to lead very well, effectively, then it is doubtful if you'll be able to now choose somebody that will take the nation out of the wood. I mean, it's not done.
Okay, so as a Nigerian, whom do you think should succeed the president as a Nigerian?
There are so many people that are capable of leading this country, here. You've heard stories of people travel out of this country, and when they get outside, they perform very well in whatever endeavors they find themselves. So we have people here, but the question is, the political space has already been hijacked by political jobbers, people who are just there or who just want to be there for, their personal interests. So it will be hard. It will take God's intervention for the right people, to be able to get to the position of power. Do you understand me? There are so many people, they don't have the money. The role money plays in the politics of this nation is mind-boggling. So it's not a matter of somebody that is highly intelligent, capable, or qualified. Even in the last election, you have some young guys who came out, you understand, who presented themselves for election. But when you look at their scores compared with what these two political parties scored, you discover that they are yet to make a reasonable impact.
So you're saying there are no chances for the likes of Showore, Moghalu, Feladrotoya and the likes?
There are. Maybe when we wake up and we decide that enough is enough. Again, the electoral system, the electoral umpire also needs to be empowered to do a good job for us, because the electoral system as it is now, it still leaves a whole lot of room for compromise, for malpractices, and it now depends on who has the upper hand first to be able to push his way through.
So you think INEC is also being compromised sometimes?
Somehow, to a very, very large extent. But then, you cannot blame them, because the enabling power for them to do what they are really supposed to do is not being given to them. Look at what happened in the just concluded elections in the Kogi specifically. In their conscience, the INEC officials, they know that that was not an election. But, I mean, there is little they can do.
Are we not running democracy?
Yes.
So we have processes in which president emerges. We have processes. It comes through the platform of parties now, is it not? So I don't think he can handpick. Of course, he has interest on who succeeds him,
Right.
like every other Nigerian. I think so. So for you to say you handpick and the person becomes president, well, if it's allowed in his party, it's
Okay, so but as a Nigerian, whom do you think should succeed as president in 2023 as a Nigerian?
You know, we have two major parties now. I don't have any particular candidate in mind, but I feel anybody who qualifies to, succeed him.
If we should choose a successor, we should try and look up to someone that is capable of handling the situation of the country, because we need the real successor, not just a worldly successor. I mean a person that is legit and that is real, that is honest and sincere. That is kind of a president we need this time around in Nigeria.
Okay, who do you think that person is, like by your judgment? Whom do you think?
This is a public, kind of a public open speech. I wouldn't say the name of a person actually, but the person exists. I know the person exists in Nigeria, and God will show us the person at the right time. That's what I have to say.
So it should be a political decision, not him, to choose who is coming in or not.
What do you mean political decision?
I mean, there's a party involved. There's a party who brought him in the first place. So it should be a party decision, not an individual decision, I think.
But you don't think he could say, okay, I think this person would be good enough to continue from where?
That might be sentimental. That might be sentimental and bias to the party and the political, probably alibi, if I must say. So it's not a very good idea, if I must say. So it should have just, put their notice, like as in the political whatever, their notice, I don't know, the caliber around him. Notify them, tell them, this is what I want, this is what I think, before they can decide on choosing a successor.
Okay, so as a Nigerian, whom do you think should succeed the president, if you were to say as a Nigerian, not living into the political class or party now? Whom do you think?
Nigerian as I am? Okay, I would prefer Babatunde Rajifashola. That man is someone I'm looking up, I'm looking forward to have him as the president of this nation. So he's going to really perform well. I'm very sure about that.
Why do you think so? People are clamoring for his removal because he did not do well as the minister. So why do you think he will do well as the president?
The workload is too much now. It was too much before now because he was appointed as the Minister of Works, Power, Housing. At the same, it's too much. He can't get all of that work out in a jiffy or something. So it takes a lot of time, cooperation at the same time. So he wasn't having that at some point.
Let people choose for their right candidate. He was chosen by people, so let people choose their choice. I don't see anything for him choosing his successor. There is nothing good. So still telling us he's going to control his successor. This is the issue happening in Edo State between Obaseki and Oshiomhole. So now there's going to be another tissue. So I believe for him, let the masses, the people, choose their own successor.
I think that choosing of successor should be done by the citizen, not the president himself. Yes, to me.
So as a citizen, whom do you think should succeed as president in 2023?
To me, now, I think it is still fresh for you to say somebody that this also president should be the successor. For now, it is still fresh. Because 2023 is still very far from here.
PDP, the APC, they're all gangs. Why would we even ourselves? I don't see anybody there likely to succeed him that is sincere or genuine. I'm a Nigerian, I stay here, so there's no need to deceive myself.
So you don't see anybody succeeding as president?
Yes, that is genuine.
That is genuine?
Yeah.
So anybody that's succeeding him is not going to be genuine?
Yes. They all come from the same line. So what are you saying?
Did you vote in any of the past elections?
I voted him.
You voted him?
Yes.
And why did you vote him when you knew he was not genuine?
Because I thought it was something. It was going to create a change, and right now there's no change. You see that same vicious circle.
They are kidnapping all around
9,000 I will not very happy.
My name is Damilare Kwanla. You're watching Legit TV. Nigerians really do not have any positive thing to say about President Buhari choosing his successor come 2023. However, they have their notions about whom they want to succeed the president in 2023. So we're asking you out there, whom do you think should succeed the president in 2023? That's a wrap for us today on this episode of Street Gist on Legit TV. Big shout out to Emmanuel Solid, the man behind the camera, and of course everyone out there for joining on this episode of Street Gist. Do not forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Have a great day. Cheers.